Welcome back, folks, as you watch me struggle through another one of these spoiler review episodes. Spoiler season has indeed arrived, and boy, I'm one chubby little kid. Anyway, bad intros out of the way, let's start things off with Sorin, Solemn Visitor. The second Planeswalker revealed for Khans of Tarkir. He comes into play with 4 loyalty and costs 2 colorless, 1 white, and 1 black. His +1 grants all creatures you control +1 and +0 and lifelink until the end of turn. His -2 ability summons a 2/2 flying black vampire token. I like this ability a lot, and makes sure his first ability never goes without a target. And if this guy is allowed to pump out these flyers consistently, you're gonna have a bad time. His ultimate requires 6 loyalty, and you get an emblem with, at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, that player sacrifices a creature. It's an alt, and it's a good one. It won't usually be cast all the time, but, you know, if it does, it wrecks face. However, it is only creatures. If you're getting smashed by planeswalkers or spells or something stupid that's not a creature, then this emblem doesn't really help you out too much. It's a little on the weak side as far as ultimates are concerned, in my opinion. With that said, I'm going to give Sorin a 4 for standard and a 4 for draft. Ujin isn't coming back, but his Nexus sure is. I guess. I don't know. Can a Nexus come back? Can a Nexus even be lost? I don't know. Anyway, Ujin's Nexus is a 5 colorless mana artifact, which states if a player would begin an extra turn, that player skips it instead. Additionally, if Ujin's Nexus would be put into the graveyard from the battlefield, instead exile it, and take an extra turn after this one. When I first saw this card, I was like, wait, what? Is Wizards really printing against Time Walk? Lol. But then I saw this sweet little combo of Ujin's Nexus and Insoul Artifact. That is a pretty fancy and cute combo, but I like it. I love that cute stuff. I would love to play with this card, just to see how my opponent reacts. However, it won't see much play because it's just too darn cute. I give it a 1 for standard and a 0.1 for draft. Because it's too cute. It's so cute. Look at his little face. Look at his little Nexus. It's so cute. Bitter Revelations is a 3 colorless, 1 black sorcery, which allows you to look at the top 4 cards of your library and put 2 of them into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. And it costs you 2 life. This card is hard for me to evaluate. It's Divination for black, so it of course costs you some life, and it's more expensive. However, putting things in the graveyard is a thing. Putting things into your graveyard can never be really overlooked or seen as a downside. It's powerful in its own rights, and even more so in a deck that focuses on using the graveyard as a resource. So I'll give this card a 2.5 for standard and a 2 for draft. I don't know. I don't know how well you can use your graveyard in a draft in this set. I'm not sure. Sidisi Blood Tyrant slithers in, and he does not disappoint, folks. They really are hammering in the whole undead jungle tribe with serpentine leaders thing, as this leader of the Sultai Brood, he is a 3/3 for 1 colorless, 1 black, 1 green, and 1 blue. He has a similar effect to the Titans of old, as whenever he enters the battlefield or attacks, you may put the top 3 cards of your library into your graveyard. Whenever 1 or more creature cards is put into the graveyard from your library, put a 2/2 black zombie token into play. Whoa, this guy is the cool. Let's just talk flavor here for a second, folks. He puts up a sacrifice in order to raise them as perfect soldiers, or as perfect as they're going to be as 2/2 zombies. That is so cool and so snake-like. I love that junk. Secondly, he's actually really strong. Sure, 3/3 isn't very durable, and he has no real way to protect himself from death, but he combos with Bitter Revelation, anything that dumps your deck into your graveyard, and he can do it all himself too. All while giving you an army while making your graveyard bad. For all that sweet delve action that you're going to be running, because everybody likes delve, it's the best thing in the planet. Yeah, I love it. I like this card a bunch, so I'm going to give him a 4 for standard, and a 3 for draft, maybe a 2.5 for draft. Howl of the Horde is next, and here we have a sorcery for 2 colorless and 1 red mana. It does some business, folks. Whenever you cast your next instant or sorcery spell, copy that spell and choose a new target for the copy. Boorsville, right? Yeah, we've seen this a million times before. Cards like this get overlooked all the time. Thanks for coming. Don't forget to close the door on your way out. But wait, there's a special surprise in this card, folks. It's a spell with raid. Yeah, this is the first time we've seen a non-creature with raid. And, yeah, whenever you attack with a creature this turn, you may copy the spell twice. So you get 2 copies instead of the original 1 copy. So you get 3 lightning bolts, 3 doom blades, 3 whatever you want for only the cost of 3 additional mana and a card. That to me sounds pretty ridiculous and some pretty good value. It's fun, it's powerful, plus look at that art. He's probably got some pretty bad indigestion or heartburn, or upset stomach or diarrhea. This card is my shiz, but it might not see some play because similar cards in the past have oftentimes gone unnoticed. For that, it gets a 3 for standard and a 2.5 for draft. End Hostilities is a 3 colorless, 2 white sorcery, which destroys all creatures and all permanents attached to those creatures. You tired of all those equipments and enchantments? Can't seem to find your way around the good old Sword of Fire and Ice? Well, here is the solution for you, my friend. It kills things, and it kills the things that the things love. Good math removal, here at a premium price. Gets a 4 for standard, gets a 3.5 for draft. Sagu Mauler, Sagu Mauler, is a 6/6 trample hexproof for 4 colorless, 1 green, and 1 blue. This guy is the definition of Stompy Stompy, and you can get him out a mana cheaper for his morph cost if you wanted to go that way. This guy is way better than the Asbin guy, as he actually has stats that matter. And also, a 6/6 hexproof trample is well worth the original price of 6 mana. This guy is a little too slow for standard, but will wreck in draft all day. 1 for standard, and 4 for draft for this Indian food-loving behemoth. Anafenza the Foremost is bringing swaggy names back to Magic. This is a 4/4 for 1 white, 1 black, and 1 green. That's right, a legitimate 4/4 for only 3 mana. He is insane, folks. I mean, look at this guy. 4/4 for 3. Close shop. Wrap it up. That's amazing. Good work. See you tomorrow. But wait. Whenever he attacks, you may put a +1/+1 counter on target tapped creature you control? What? An upside on a 4/4 for 3? That's crazy talk. What is this? What is this? What is this? This isn't Magic. This isn't Magic. Do you remember Dwarves? The 4/4 for 6 with the downside? I remember Dwarves. I remember them well. And Anafenza also doesn't seem to be a huge fan of those snake men we've been talking about, because whenever a creature card would be put into an opponent's graveyard, exile it instead. This, by the entire 2 liter of Nutella, folks. You heard it here first. Anafenza is amazing. 5 for standard, 5 for draft, and 5 for Nutella. 6 for Nutella. Seems like there's going to be a lot of cycles in this set, as each clan is also going to get an Ascendancy. This enchantment for the Mardu Ascendancy, costs 1 red, 1 white, and 1 black. It states whenever a non-token creature you control attacks, put a 1/1 goblin creature into play, tapped and attacking. Effects like these are always strong, and I personally love them to death. More guys to bash face, you can never go wrong with that. Additionally, you can save all your wimpy goblins with this card's second ability. It states that you may sacrifice it to give all your creatures +0/+3 until the end of turn. This effect doesn't seem worth it to me, but I'm sure I'll find myself in a situation where doing this is better than losing all my guys to something stupid. I won't feel good about it, but I'll be in a better position for doing it. Anyway, this card is crazy good, giving your army the vigor it needs to keep pushing on and busting faces. It gives you some insurance to keep you guys alive too. Gets a 3 for standard and a 3.5 for draft. Mixed in goblins. The third Ascendancy to be revealed is the Abzan Ascendancy. For 1 white, 1 black, and 1 green, This enchantment gives all the creatures you control +1/+1 counter when it comes into play. Also, whenever a non-token creature dies, you may put a 1/1 Flying Spirit onto the battlefield. They are really going hard with these enchantments, folks. Making spirits has historically been very strong, and I see it being very powerful in this set as well. Buffs your guys and makes some evasive damage when they're dead. Gets a 4 for standard and a 4 for draft. Finally, we have See the Unwritten. Ignoring the fact that this name doesn't actually make sense, this is a sorcery for 4 colorless and 2 green, and it allows you to reveal the top 8 cards of your library, and allows you to put a creature card revealed among those cards onto the battlefield, while putting the rest into the graveyard. Also, this card has Ferocious. If you control a creature with power 4 or greater, you may put 2 creature cards revealed this way onto the battlefield instead of only 1. This card though, I don't know what to say. It is crazy powerful. Effects like this can be a little random at times, but 8 cards is a lot to be choosing creatures from, and getting 2 monsters out is not a joke. This card is not serious, and it gets a 4.2 for standard and a 4.4 for draft. Alright folks, there you have it, another amazingly well orchestrated spoiler review by That OK Guy. Remember kids to tap those cards gently, and watch out for paper cuts. Ta hear you later.